Every time you stop at a traffic light, every time firefighters rush into a burning building, every time rescue workers enter a smoke-filled tunnel, you're trusting inventions created by one man, a man whose name almost disappeared from history. In 1916, while trained rescuers refused to enter a deadly tunnel filled with poisonous gas, one inventor walked straight into it. He didn't carry a weapon. He carried something he had built himself. And because of it, men who were already considered dead walked out alive. This is the forgotten story of Garrett Morgan. The early 20th century was an age of invention. Cars filled American streets. Factories grew larger. Cities became more crowded. But with progress came danger. Roads had become chaotic. Factories caught fire. Rescue workers had almost no protection from smoke or toxic gases. One inventor would quietly solve both problems. Yet today, millions benefit from his work, while very few remember his name. His name was Garrett Augustus Morgan. Garrett Morgan was born on March 4, 1877 in Paris, Kentucky. His parents, Sidney and Elizabeth Morgan, had both been enslaved before the end of the American Civil War. Growing up, Garrett received only a limited formal education. By the age of 14, he left Kentucky in search of better opportunities. He first moved to Cincinnati before eventually settling in Cleveland, Ohio. Instead of attending college, Morgan learned by doing. He repaired sewing machines, studied how they worked. Eventually, he opened his own repair business. Soon, he was designing improvements instead of simply fixing broken machines. Curiosity became his greatest education. Morgan believed invention should save lives, not simply make money. Around 1912, after seeing firefighters struggle against thick smoke, he designed a revolutionary breathing device known as the safety hood and smoke protector. It was patented in 1914. Unlike earlier equipment, Morgan's hood drew cleaner air from closer to the ground, where smoke and hot gases were less concentrated. It gave firefighters precious extra minutes inside burning buildings. Many dismissed the invention at first. Some departments refused to buy it, not because it didn't work, but because the inventor was black. America was still deeply segregated. Morgan often had to hire white demonstrators to showcase his invention because many customers would not believe an African-American inventor had created it. Then, history gave him a chance to prove everyone wrong. On July 25, 1916, workers were digging a water intake tunnel beneath Lake Erie near Cleveland. Suddenly, an explosion ripped through the tunnel. Poisonous gas, smoke, and dust filled the passage. Several workers were trapped. Rescue teams rushed in. They collapsed. Another team entered. They collapsed too. The tunnel had become a deadly trap. Someone remembered Garrett Morgan's strange breathing hood. Morgan arrived wearing his own invention. Alongside his brother Frank and a small group of volunteers, he entered the tunnel while others hesitated. Trip after trip, he pulled trapped workers toward fresh air. He helped rescue survivors and recover victims that no one else could reach. Across America, newspapers called him a hero. But not every newspaper. Some reports deliberately left out his name. Others credited white rescuers instead, even after risking his life. Recognition remained painfully incomplete. A few years later, Morgan noticed another deadly problem. America's roads were becoming crowded with automobiles, horse-drawn wagons, bicycles, and pedestrians. Most traffic signals had only two commands: stop, go. Nothing warned drivers before the change. Crashes were common. After witnessing a serious collision, Morgan designed something simple but brilliant: A third position, a temporary stop in every direction before traffic moved again. This brief pause dramatically reduced confusion at intersections. On November 20th, 1923, Garrett Morgan received a U.S. patent for his three-position traffic signal. His design became the foundation of the modern traffic light. He later sold the patent rights to General Electric for $40,000, a remarkable sum at the time. Today, billions of drivers depend on that same basic concept every single day. Garrett Morgan wasn't forgotten because his inventions failed. Quite the opposite. They became so successful that people stopped asking who invented them. Racial discrimination also played a major role. Many newspapers minimized his achievements. Some companies promoted his inventions without emphasizing that they came from a black inventor. His gas mask saved lives. His traffic signal shaped modern transportation. Yet history books often gave only a passing mention, or none at all. Garrett Morgan passed away on July 27, 1963, in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, historians finally recognize what the world overlooked for decades. His breathing device became an important predecessor to modern respiratory protection. His traffic signal transformed road safety across the globe. He was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame in 2005, honoring inventions that continue to save lives every day. Think about that. The next time you wait at a traffic light or watch firefighters enter a burning building, remember the man behind those moments, a man history almost erased, but whose ideas continue protecting millions of people every single day. Because sometimes, the greatest heroes aren't remembered by their names. They're remembered by the lives they quietly save.